DC here, hi guys and gals. Well, I hope you're all well, and it is Saturday. It's Saturday, and it's 12:30. Finished about 45 minutes ago, mowing the lawn, and Mrs. DC, as so often is the case on weekends, is out working, but it's coming to an end. You know, at the end of August this year, she will be retiring. Yeah, so that part I was going to say of her life will be over, and you know, another step will happen. So I hope that, like I said, you're all well, because it's still challenging times. I am so sick of hearing the word we're going into a new normal. I don't want to go into a new normal. I like the normal like it was before. So, I mean, maybe it's the same as, like, people would say, well, you get used to, when a software changes, like, so adapt, get used to it, move with the times. And I think, like, saying, well, yeah, that's supposed to be what you call an update. I do not call this situation an update. No. People were talking about, like, will we ever hug and kiss again, and I sure hope so. Yeah. Oh, a lot of things are changing as well. I mean, where I work and so on. I mean, it corresponds. It happens to coincide with the coronavirus period, where my CEO and the second member, I was going to say number two, so number one and number two are retiring in a week, at the end of the month, basically. And that is going to make a really, I could probably add a few more really big differences for me. Why? Well, just simply because I was working directly with them. They were my go-to people. And I mean, I'm getting along well with the new CEO. He's been here for a while. But, things will change. Things will change. I won't talk about things yet because I don't know all the details, but things will change. And I'm 2 years from retirement, and all of a sudden I realize that, okay, if things do change, I'm not so far from retirement either. Maybe they'll change for the better, maybe they'll change for the worse. I don't know really, depending on, I guess, your viewpoint. And isn't it the same? A lot of things, it depends on your viewpoint. I guess the thing is that there are certain things in life where you consider there's gray areas, where you can, go one way or another, where you would say, I will not die on that hill for this thing. And then there's other things in life that are real truths, and that you cannot unsee something that's true. And at least that is definitely and very much so my convictions, Some things are true, If you get hit by a bus, you'll probably, you see I said the word probably. If you get hit full force by a bus, you'll die. You can't change the law of gravity. There's certain things like that. They're truths. Anyway, whatever. Let's not get into that too much. Because quickly we'd end up talking about politics, which I definitely do not want to talk about right now. Definitely. Yeah. I saw an article this week. It was quite interesting. It was about children and what they call real people and not so real people, and how they make the difference. And a large part depends on how the parents and society project these people. Like the children, they would say, know very well that Peter Pan and Elsa or whatever are figments of your imagination and so on. But it's not so clear actually why Santa, for example, or the Tooth Fairy are not real people. Why? Because we will give like milk and cookies. There'll actually be presents. There'll be money under the pillow. There's like tangible proof of their existence. Things like that. And then there's other types of kind of real people, which depend on how we perceive them and give our perception off to our children. For example, the spirit world, ghosts, aliens, and so on. So the article was kind of interesting, but you know, as often I kind of laugh. I mean, there's people that make big sociological studies and so on for things that actually, did you need to do a big study to realize what I just said? I don't actually think so. So often these days I've been reading things that I think like, well, you know, somebody's getting a lot of money for stuff that usually, you know, is just common sense. And politics is getting into science as well these days. You've all read about articles like was the Lancet and the New England Journal of Medicine, I think, but especially with the Lancet, it had to retract an article on the hydroxychloroquine. Now, again, I'm not saying that the product is good. Actually, in Switzerland, they used it pragmatically at first. I say at first, I don't think they're using it anymore. But the thing is like in America, it became a big political thing when lives are at stake. Now it seems that there's actually a rather cheap, is it steroid? I just got it on the tip of my tongue. Dextromethorphan. I don't know. Forget what I just said because I just can't remember the word right now. That actually seems to have good effects. And, horrible thing, it's probably going to be cheap, which is definitely not what some pharmaceutical companies will want. But you know, again, I mean, we should be pragmatic. If the thing is doing something, let's use it. Let's definitely use it. And, you know, since this is not a political molecule, it'll probably have no problems. Oh, geez. Let me see how many minutes am I into. I'm at 7 minutes already. Yeah. I'll probably make a vlog again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Father's Day, by the way. Did you realize that? You probably would if you live in North America. But over here, Father's Day is a strange thing. They've started having a Father's Day for the last few years now. But it's the first Sunday of June. I think it corresponds to the one in the Swiss-Italian part, and eventually in the Italian, in Italy maybe. So over here, I mean, of course, the third Sunday of June is not Father's Day, but I'll have the boys come over, and we'll have some cake and dessert or something like that tomorrow, and have the grandchildren over. Mrs. DC might just see them. She's doing what we call a split shift tomorrow, so she'll probably just cross them as they come or something like that. But anyway, so we will have some time together. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, you know, with all the again, almost, you know, full circle with the starting of this vlog, is that now that we're getting back into periods where we can get closer to people, can talk to people, a lot of things have changed in Switzerland. We're going up to accepting demonstrations of 1,000 people with masks, obligatory. There's an obligation to wear masks if you're in a demo. But, I mean, it's a bit of a joke, I mean, because all of these rioting and racism riots and demonstrations that have been going on lately, there's been up to 10,000 people, and nobody was wearing, no, that's not true. A lot of people were wearing masks, but a lot weren't. And they're saying, well, it's, you know, it's basic rights. Okay, so it's basic rights to contaminate everybody else, and I don't know. I sometimes get a bit annoyed with some of the contradictions. You know, like it's still in restaurants, they will, you know, tell you you cannot be so close and so on. So it's like, make up your mind, people, if it's to the left or if it's to the right or the different laws. I don't know. You can see, that's what they call the new normal. Now I'm back full circle, and I'm up to 9.5 minutes. So tell me how you're getting along. And do you get annoyed with this word, new normal? Tell me about it. Okay, anyway, that'll be DC signing off. Take care, everybody. And probably chat with you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.